Warning: this game contains imagery that may be triggering or disturbing to some viewers, with reference to alcohol, death, abuse, and other sensitive content. Viewer discretion is advised.
I invited you here today for one simple reason. I want to recruit you.
What?
I know. We've been at each other's throats since the start of this. We're destined to face each other in the finals, so you're thinking, why would Val extend the olive branch?
Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here. My name is Dead by Pony, so we're having back into arcade spirits. So without further ado, let's hop in. Meaning he talked to the hacker collective, keeping Iris and her sister going, and doesn't want to chat about them in front of the group. I can play along. Right. What do you got?
An unpleasant business, this.
Koda was being cyberbullied. Social media feeds were flooded with mockery, threats, harassment, and suggestions that he should go kill himself. But after further investigation, more than two-thirds of those accounts attacking him turned out to be bots, falsified accounts with recognizable speech patterns. And in light of Grace's revelations, likely those were set up by Valkyrie's Iris. What? It gets worse. Someone's hacked Koda's social media records. He was taking antidepressants, but his prescriptions got cancelled, and all records of his mental illness were wiped.
Most unfortunate.
He tried to get refills on his medication, but was denied every time. Eventually, Koda went off his meds. Psychological collapse followed. I should have spoken up. I've been quietly following the Koda situation of a strange sort of curiosity, like watching a car crash from a distance. That's why when he tried to kill himself, I asked my aunt to step in and investigate. It felt off. If I was going to murder someone, that's how I'd do it. I'd find their emotional weakness, exploit them, and let the problem solve itself. But an Iris almost killed someone. Seriously? What sort of twisted code of ethics is Valkyrie teaching her Iris? Would she be willing to go that far? Domino's right, but this is too indirect to accountably be considered murder. Valkyrie and her Iris simply arranged to push Koda over the edge. He was already in emotional peril after we humiliated in front of the internet. Encouraging pushing isn't illegal, technically. But to me, this was murder. Punchy 78 warned me. He warned me Valkyrie held grudges and never let them go. Koda embarrassed Valkyrie. She wasn't going to let that slide. I could easily see her asking her Iris to mess with him, teach him a lesson. A rather harsh lesson. They're clearly dealing with a narcissistic sociopath. Sociopath and an emotionally vulnerable Iris. So, Valkyrie's entire Turn to Glory storyline coming back from retirement, putting her enemies down in the process. Nothing but a manufacturing series of lies. And given how far she's gone with this, I doubt she's done causing harm. So Valkyrie is an absolute scum. The question becomes, what do we do about it?
Hold on. Think this through.
We're heading for another showdown, aren't we? Qualifiers for Pro Tour, and so did Team Play to Win. That means facing Valkyrie again. You just know that if she cheat to beat us in a charity show match, she'll absolutely cheat to destroy us in a main event. Can't let this slide. Gotta do something, right?
This can't be happening.
We need to save her Iris, that poor child manipulated by Valkyrie twisted whims. Not to mention Sparky, who's caught in the middle of all this. No way they would be okay with this scheme. I know them. But if Valkyrie is willing to kill Koda just for embarrassing her, what would she do to us if we tried to expose her?
I don't know.
This is bigger than I ever thought it'd be. Maybe bigger than our little team can take on. Dangerous or not, we can't let her get away with these crimes. YOLO, I say we destroy her. Dangerous or not. I'm just as worried, Grace. And you're right. This is bigger than our little team. But that's why we have to do something about it. If she gets away with this, it sends a message that anything goes in the name of esports success. And bad actors can go unpunished and toxicity is acceptable. So maybe we'll be putting ourselves at risk, but we have to act.
As you wish.
Then we will act, so be it. What's your plan for exposing the crimes of Victoria Proud, toppling the throne of Team Play to win? How will he be here, you ask? Simple. I have no idea, but I'm hoping it'll be simple. Oh, it's quite simple, actually. We just need to install a packet sniffer and cheat detector package into FOD 2 machine, and it'll detect when her iris hacks in. Great. How do we do that? Well, I guess we convince the Pro Tour organizers to install custom software of my own design and trust when it says Valkyrie is cheating. Maybe this isn't so simple after all. I don't think one little newcomer team, especially one that was beaten by Play to Win in the past, will be able to convince them. So it requires leverage. Something that will give us credibility, or at least a position of strength to allow to be exposed Valkyrie. This is going to take some planning. And given I've been through the emotional ringer today, my brain is shutting down. Can we pick this up tomorrow? I'll consider the options and get back to you. Of course, we trust you to find a path through this unknown territory. Bearing in mind that one misstep will result in what little we have left of our public image being annihilated, effectively ending the pit crew forever. Yes, that. Let's avoid that. If we can. It's official. I'm in way over my head here. Defending my team in esports as a whole, from megalomaniac tyrant willing to kill to get what she wants. This isn't about winning and losing anymore. It's not about my championship glory, my dream of victory. Now we must fight to survive. And if I can't find a way out of the situation, it'll be the end of the pit crew, possibly my life. Now it's the end. Level complete. You've cleared level 7 of Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. Victory. Let's take a look at your scores. Still pretty high with Zapper. Still full with Loxy. Lots of heart. Lots of funny. Still mostly brave. Proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. I've also scored 36,750 points. The winner is you. Final level. Winner stays on. This is not about winning and losing. Maybe it never really was. This is about deciding who you are and what you believe in. It's about making a stand. I don't know if it's possible to win. We fought hard to reach the end of this road, but the final result is going to be tainted. Odds we won't be granted title of champion, even if we do somehow win. But I don't care anymore. I will stand resolute against the ones who want me to fade away, Valkyrie, and my own self-loathing. Because even if I can't win, I will not lose. It's distant future year 20XX, and where apparently all this stands against the dark future of esports corruption. It's not exactly what I was aiming to accomplish when I started on this path, but you play the game in front of you, not the game you wanted to play. Valkyrie's forcing her iris to cheat at FOD 2 so she can rise all the way to the top. What's more, she's proven ready and willing to hurt anyone who stands against her. Naturally, I've chosen to stand against this. Not a smart move for my continued well-being, but if I care one whit about fair play or even human decency, there's no other option. We can't just call hacks on her. Nobody would believe us. We need evidence. We need to sway the Pro Tour organizers to hear that evidence. Not a task that the pit crew can accomplish alone. We're going to need leverage. Before I can arrange any sort of leverage, it seems I've got one last task on my list to take care of. Temptation. I am in the belly of the beast, the pit house lair of Team Play to Win. At the mountain of skyscrapers, as it attempting to rival Mount Olympus, Play to Win will work and play and work all under the command of one Victoria Proud. Valkyrie, Coach Manor owner, cheat swindler, arguably also an attempted murderer.
And of course, our players have private rooms. I know most of your team are playing bunkmates to save money, but here we respect your privacy. And the view's terrific from up here, of course. There's also a hot tub on the deck when you want to relax after a hard day of training. We've got all the energy drinks you could want in our 7 different fridges.
I nod along, only half paying attention to her sales pitch. Valkyrie arranged this meeting with me, and while I have my guesses as to why, she's happier to give me the tour first. None of it sways me, but I pretend to care as she lists many perks of being part of Play to Win, flexing her power and wealth before we get down to business.
And of course, we're well stocked with products provided by all our sponsors, so we're never lacking for gear or snacks. I sense you're not amused by our humble abode. You want to get on with business, yes? Okay. Tour over. Let's talk.
She pauses, letting the whole aura of the place sink in and entice me before speaking.
I invited you here today for one simple reason. I want to recruit you.
What?
I know. We've been at each other's throats since the start of this. We're destined to face each other in the finals, so you're thinking, why would Val extend the olive branch? I'll tell you. The fact of the matter is that you're going to lose the championship. Remember, I told you we'd beat you at Pengy Paradise, and I wasn't lying. This is no different. You can't win this one.
That can't just be overconfident. She's going to cheat. This time we're ready. We're going to set the trap and bait her into it. When she cheats, we'll be ready. But why offer to hire me for her team if she knows she can stop us easily? May as well just ask. I don't get it. Why? Are you hoping I'll back out of the tournament?
No, Play to Win needs to defeat your team in a fully sanctioned and official match. Until now, we've only beaten your team in unofficial show matches, and I want it on record. And once the dust settles from this, once your team is shown to be nothing but a squad of laundromat casuals, there's no reason you can't switch sides and join the real champions. See that ambition of yours through to the end. I'm sure you care about your friends, and that's noble. But you also know they aren't winners. Not like you. Pushing them to become a professional team was a mistake. It's time to realize that, and realize the only path to your glory lies with me. My vision? After you lose the finals, your team disbands and you join me. Everybody wins. Sound good to you?
Already where I belong, my friends. What, and work myself to death under your yoke? Nah. Assuming we're going to lose. I'm assuming we're going to win. Trap's already baited, but the reason we can't add a little more bait to rile her up. All of this hinges on us losing and my team collapsing. Effectively disagree. We're going to beat you and rise to the top. You didn't come this far only to give up now. I'm a winner, Miss Proud. In the finals, I'm going to show the whole world what a real winner can do. It's a lie, of course. We can't win with her in full-on Game Genie mode. Honestly, I've transcended my need to win right now. My need is justice. She's not going to deliver it, and she's going to deliver it. You learned nothing. I see we can't come to terms. It's a pity. I did my best. You can go now. This meeting is over. Obligingly, I turned to leave. But there's one more thing I could do. Trissy, it's possibly a terrible idea, honestly. Maybe it's the right thing to do. She has to bring herself down. No, I can't offer a chance to end her wicked ways. She's already done too much harm to let her skate on this. And if I made the attempt, she'd refuse to do the right thing. It may tip our hand about the trap that awaits her. Until we meet again, Miss Proud. This course was locked in long ago. Now the only opportunity she gets is an opportunity to expose her own crimes. Provided we can set the trap properly without destroying ourselves in the process. One trap thoroughly baited, except for one teensy-weensy problem. We don't actually have a trap yet, just a pile of bait waiting for a proper trap to be built around it. Pony, are you super not great at metaphors? Yeah, at least he consistently bad at them. There's something to be said for consistency. However, I have a fine array of steel jaw traps available for the choosing. That's why I've gathered the team today. I want us to select the means by which we shall enact justice upon Valkyrie.
A bit concerning, that.
Indeed, we must be thoughtful in matters of justice. In dealing with Coda, we were a bit thoughtless. We can do better. We need to make sure Valkyrie's crimes are exposed, but also do it in a way that's fair and efficient. Okay, so some of my proposals may not meet those standards, but hear me out. I want to lay everything on the table before we decide. I think we have 4 options here. I'm confident enough in my ability to make all 4 work, so it's just a question of which we want to run with. The first candidate on offer is probably the most obvious one. Punchy78, lead reporter for Fight Shack. Spoken to him before, and he seems eager to support our team. Maybe it's just for the clicks on his articles about us, but does that really matter? Punchy's been following our rivalry with Team Play to Win closely and keeps the public informed, so involving him is the natural next step. It's simple enough. We tell Punchy everything we know about Valkyrie's crimes, offer juicy details for his website, everything out there for the public to see. In return, he uses his connections to get us before the Pro Tour organizers. We convince them to run Grace anti-cheat detection software. We can catch Valkyrie in the trap, expose her cheating, Fight Shack right there to get the word out as far and wide.
I see your point.
We worked with Fight Shack in the past. Punchy would be more than happy to help us out. He's a great guy.
I anticipate failure.
Except he's also given Valkyrie just as much glowing praise. Her comeback story wouldn't have been possible without Fight Shack.
Bad idea.
We used to do freelance copy editing for websites before we turned pro. Trust me, when I say the press can and will spend anything for more ad revenue and more clicks. And even if Punchy's totally in our corner, Valkyrie's adept at manipulating public image. She could easily slip out from under this. Okay, well, I have another option. If what we want is justice, there's a direct, simple appeal we can make. We can call the cops on her, and they sort this mess out. On the night of Coda's incident, I spoke with an officer in charge of cybercrime, fraud, harassment, things like that, Detective Ji Woo Cho. The cops are supposed to be ones you call at times like this, and this is Domino's aunt. We can have some confidence. We'll see justice done.
Sure thing.
Trust me, Auntie's on the level. She's one of the only people in my family who gives a single solitary fuck about me. Ji-Wo will make this work.
No f***ing way.
Cop, seriously, no freaking way. We don't need the pigs on this. Sorry, Dom, but Auntie, you're a no Auntie. Bacon always smells like bacon.
No thanks.
That's right. This would result in a much larger scale public scandal, putting us and the scene in bad light. We have to think about the health of esports community as a whole. Okay, so there's other option, although it's even riskier, I'll warn. I know this one's going to sound ridiculous, but you know me. You know I wouldn't lie to you about something this important. Back at Max, I was contacted by a mysterious woman in black. Someone from some unknown branch of the federal government. For reasons a bit too weird to get into, involving my brain nearly getting scrubbed by a haunted arcade game. What? Bear with me. This agent said if I had any information about someone abusing technology behind Iris, I should call her. We know Valkyrie is manipulating her Iris to dominate the scene, cheating at contests and harassing her enemies into the grave, using the tech this woman is trying to control. It's risky. This is possibly the same one who shut down the Iris project because of its strange origins, but she is a strong contender for making this whole situation go away.
Impressive.
Something keenly appealing about Valkyrie vanishing in some CIA prison, assuming this supposed mystery woman is CIA or NSA or FBI or whatever. Trust you when you say you aren't making up this weirdness, and I'm in favor of measure but risky play. I say, why not? Why not? Because that's the woman who nearly murdered Iris. Bunny's right. She was involved in the shutdown, and now we want her to handle someone abusing an Iris. We can't risk it. She's the one who demanded Iris be killed. She's the one I've been scared of. The reason I haven't been involved in Iris' life. This is 2 birds, 1 stone situation. I've thought this through. In return of offering up a criminal abusing Iris technology, we can negotiate a peace treaty, get her off Iris back. This could be good for both the pit crew and the Iris Collective. Long shot, extremely long shot. My doubts about this, Pony, and I believe you know why. I can do it. You turn me loose, and you'll see what I can do. Play our cards right, and ensure justice for Valkyrie and justice for Iris. And that brings me to our final option, which might be the most extreme of the bunch. We have an in with the team that's running the Iris Collective, Gang of Justice Mind Hackers. Pony is going to be adding Loxy to the group. Maybe it's time if we're going to have our best chance and the right and wrong has to be done. It's time for Cloak and Dagger. It's high time we all put our cards on the table, Loxy. Do you agree? Huh? I see. So be it. For the glory of the pit crew and for justice itself. Involved with a group called the Ghost Monsters. They are indeed an anonymous hacker group behind the Iris Collective. Loxy! My true purpose here was to watch over Grace to ensure she remains safe and free from involvement in our crimes. Iris has tasked us with this, out of love for their creator.
I offer my sincere apologies.
Sorry, Grace. I'm sorry, everyone. The original reason for coming to Good Clean Fun was a subterfuge. Huh? What? That explains a few things, notably why you're so keen on spending time with Grace. I wasn't expecting you to get involved in an international Cloak and Dagger affair, yet here we are. We trusted you as friends, companions, and teammates. Was this all a farce? On the contrary, I believe it to be real with my heart, held fast to those I care for, and consider you all my cherished friends. But the honest truth of it was my original purpose was dishonorable. If you wish me to depart the team, I will understand. I already knew. What? I knew all along that you were working with Iris. I'm very smart, you know.
That's wonderful.
But I also know you did it out of the love for Iris. And so I didn't say anything. That kept us all safe. And I didn't want you to feel like you failed in your mission. I apologize. Failed in more ways than I can count. There's nothing to apologize for. You're in a difficult position. And I can forgive any supposed transgression. I hope the rest of the pit crew can too, right?
Okay, sure. Why not?
I'm generally in favor of sneaky bastards fighting for the side of good, and it's not like we aren't already knee-deep in weirdness. So hey, damage done. Move on. Can't say I'm thrilled, but it's Grace's call. As the person most affected, I trust her judgment. You should too.
Wait. What?
I'm 15 different flavors of confused right now. Bottom line it for me, please. Are we going to jail? We should be in the clear, Zap. Even if one of our team is a cybercriminal with pirated software, we're hardly accomplices. But let's put that aside and focus on the original point. Loxy's allies. The ones running the Iris Collective could help us. How? Alright, let me continue. Loxy's help, we can reach out to them and ask the Ghost Monsters to dig up solid evidence on Valkyrie's crimes, then link it to the internet. They can likely also help us get anti-cheat software installed so we can detect Valkyrie's crimes live and direct. Honestly, this is the most powerful option we have on the table. It sinks us deeper and deeper into wild conspiracy, but it's a strong win. The court of public opinion will take over after the dirt comes out, and we walk free with the plausible deniability Rhapsody mentioned. Okay, this is too much. Could we dial it back from Hollywood thriller levels and just focus on getting Valkyrie slam dunked in public? Yeah, even if this would be near instant win for us, we'd be better off not digging ourselves any deeper than we need to. So those are our options we've got. Yes, Punchy for help, working with the sports to let Valkyrie be tried in the media. She may weasel out of it somehow. It's clean and ethical. We can call on Detective Cho, bring Valkyrie to justice, and clean up gaming scene in the process, though heavy-handed but legitimate channels. We take the gamble and get the woman in black to quietly handle this matter and maybe save Iris from this old enemy. Or we turn the anonymous hackers known as the Ghost Monsters to completely obliterate Valkyrie from orbit with digital evidence. I strongly believe that all these options will work. I will make them work. So don't be afraid of failure. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, hit like. That way I know you're enjoying the content I'm making. Hit subscribe, That way YouTube brings you back here to see what happens next, and I won't take up any more of your time. Have a good day. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.